back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Daddy and More Podcast, the best urban Christian podcast in East and Central Africa, north of Limpopo and south of the Sahara. Today, we are honored to have one of the youngest politicians that I look up to. You know, it's so weird to say that there's a young politician that I look up to, but for me, I'll say there's a young politician that I look up to. And this guy is very energetic, very strategic. And I always look at him and I feel he brought something different in the political arena. And today, instead of me just sharing everything, I want to hear from the horse's mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Morara Kebaso. Bro,
Morara Kebaso.
Mambo vipi?
Very well.
Uko salama?
Niko best.
Sasa urudishe kila mtu pesa ama zingine zilibaki?
Kuna zenye zilibaki.
Brought to you by CH Studios, creating content that connects.
Unajua kwanza, si ati nilikuwa nayo. Nilichangiwa, ikatumika. On fuel going around the country. We did about 31,000 kilometers. And then we did 37 counties. So the money had been spent. Ni sasa kwa sababu iliingizwa siasa na unajua the state was investing a lot in bloggers to try and make us not look genuine because this was becoming a movement. It was becoming too strong for them. I decided now to build trust. Let me make sure that nimwarudishia kwanza waridhike. So I did some refunds that amounted to about 2.8 to 3 million thereabouts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So who was Morara Kebaso before now you became this brand that every Kenyan knows about?
Morara Kebaso didn't start being a popular person or a firebrand with the Gen Z movement. That what I became at that time is what I've been all my life. It's just that it was not identified on a national scale. Because even when I became a brand on a national scale through auditing government projects, I'd already been a student leader at Kenyatta University. And there were people who already had testimonials of who I was when I was running for president of the student union in Kenyatta University, who I was in the leadership of Kenyatta University School of Law before that. I've been a student leader in high school also. I've been a head prefect in the school where I went to. I've been a winner in drama national festivals.
Oh, nice.
For many years.
Oh, nice.
Actually, in the year 2010, I was the best actor nationals French category.
Wow.
Representing Maseno School. Best actor nationals.
So leadership inaanzia mbali sana.
I was even awarded an award by the Embassy of France.
Oh, nice.
We even had a 1-month trip to France when I was that was in 2010. I was also a firebrand in primary school. I was the best performing student in primary school. In fact, mathematics, mi ndo nilikuwa kama marking scheme. Kwa napata 98, 99, 100. Hapo. Kwanza mathematics. Ndio maana naona napigisha wanasiasa mahesabu sana. 98, 99, 100. So I was good in my academia. And even when I did my KCP, I was the best student in the school, the best in the district, number 5 in Nyanza, and I think number 23 in the country.
Wow.
In the year 2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's a history behind it.
So I was on the newspaper in 2009 already.
Before what was
Yeah, when I was 7 years old already, nilikuwa na attend political rallies. 7 years old.
But you come from a political family?
Yes. I do come from a political family. My great-grandfather, Senator John Kebaso, was the first senator of Kisii. And my grandfather, Honorable George Morara, was a member of parliament. Unfortunately, was assassinated. But yes, we come from a lineage of politicians. And as you know, the apple never falls far from the tree. By the way, politics is not what I like doing. I just want to make it I want to make it clear that politics is not what I like doing. It is that necessary thing that I must do that I do not like doing. Because now when it comes to politics, kitu ya kwanza, I have to care about people. And some of the people I'm caring about don't even care about themselves. Kuna watu hawajijali. Alafu mimi lazima ni wajali. I've left my warm bed. I have left my business. naweza ingia hapo Diani nipige raundi. Yani kuna 1,000 things. Road trip, nimetamani sana kudrive all the way to South Africa by road. Hizi ni vitu naweza fanya. Na hivi sasa najifanya bado nazurura nikifanya Vampire Diaries. Nijaribu kuonyesha the citizen, look, this country is what it is because of you. You are the one who vote for this kind of leaders. So before you even blame them, kabla useme, oh, we have corrupt leaders, we have this. What type of a voter are you? Kwa sababu kama unapiga along tribal lines, what do you expect? Kama unapiga suti, ati wewe uko Makueni, chama iko popular ni Wiper, unaenda pale kwa debe, hutaki kujua nani amesimama, unatik tu Wiper kutoka MCA paka president. Suti. Na unapata umechagua mkora kwa sababu alienda kanunua ticket ya Wiper cash. This person is going to work for you. Sasa asipofanya kazi, unafaa kumlaumu kweli? Si hakuwa afanye. Hakuwa afanye kazi. So it's not everybody that is in Kenya that is a leader. We have politicians who are not leaders. And we also have businessmen who are masquerading as politicians and leaders. No, somebody just makes money and decides, by the way, jina mheshimiwa can look good on me. Honorable, EGH, OGW. They say, let me try. Waja nifanye uongozi. So those people, that's why we forget them. As soon as they enter politics, wakisha toka, we forget about them. Because it's not in them. And then there are people who are born to be politicians. Yani hata wasiposhika viti. Unaweza kama mimi sahi, sina kiti. Lakini ninasumbua kuliko watu wako na viti. Kwa sababu mimi ni ule, it's born, it's inborn, iko. Si kitu na struggle, si kitu natafuta. The favor is there.
It's in you.
So God puts favor in men for different things. That's why unaona mtoto wa Kipchoge Keino bado anakimbia. That's why utapata mtoto wa Joe Kadenge bado anacheza mpira. Like God puts gifts in people. And sometimes those gifts are generational. They come from family to family, from generation to generation. That's why ukisoma kitabu ya Genesis, utasikia mtu akisemwa Methusiel, the father of Meujiel, Meujiel, the father of who, and this was the father of all those who live in tents, and this one was the father of all those who craft.
In the valley of
this one are the ones who live towards the river of Gishon.
They were known for to be blacksmiths.
They carve tools out of iron. So what does that tell you? That tells you God gave, there are generational gifts that he gave certain people. Kwamba nyinyi, that's why unapata Kenya tuko good in athletics. Other countries, however much they invest in athletics, they just can't win the number of gold medals it's not in them. So sometimes just kufa na chenye uko nayo. That's why me, if I was advising Jaguar whether he should have gone for politics, I would have said be the best musician in the world.
Wili unasikia nakwambia ngila siku kufa na ile kitu uko na.
Sasa okay, Jeff Koinange sahi akienda akue MP, hatutamfeel. Cause si gift yake, hata Maina Kageni enda akue MP, hatutamfeel juu si gift yake. Yes, of course anaweza feel amekuwa popular. Najua kwa popular akisimama kiti, there is name recognition, there is face recognition, there is voice recognition. So inamaanisha watu wakimuona hivi tu wanampigia kura. But it's not his thing.
It's not in him.
It's not in him. Ni jina mheshimiwa tu, it looks good on him. But in actual sense, unaona hadi Samido amequit polisi. Juu guitar inamuita.
I know.
The guitar is calling him.
I know.
Because
Jembe.
Hapo ndo mali the spirit iko. That's why the spirit is. So if God has called you to do a certain thing, you can run. You can escape. You can try other careers. Unaweza hama inchi. Hata utahama Kenya.
Hata kurudisha.
Uende diaspora. You come back here. To do leadership. If it's leadership. Or to do music. If it's music. Or to do art. So sometimes this thing is not even about money. I assure you, there are 1,000 other things you can do and make more money.
Of course.
Sasa kuna kitu Mungu ameput his spirit in it.
Akapuliza.
So that when you do it, it brings you satisfaction. And fulfillment.
True.
Sasa kama mimi siasa, ni ile kitu miu jam, naambia watu, kutoka leo, hamtawahi kunisikia nikiongea siasa. Kwendeni huko kabisa.
And that's exactly what I
wanted to ask. 1 week later.
I wanted to ask you next. But I wanted to ask you. A few months ago you said you umequit politics.
Hadi nikaswear.
Na ukafold. In fact, you folded your party ukaitoa hata sikufold ulisema tu disburse your party ukasema you don't want to do anything with the inject party. But a few days ago I've seen you again.
Nasikia mimi ndo mbunge tena wa
Borabu parliamentary seat. And apart from that, for me the bombshell of all bombshells was when I heard now you've joined Jubilee. And this brings me to my question. By you joining Jubilee, do you feel like you are going against your ideas, ideals? Because for a very long time you've been preaching like you want Kenya to have a new age, a new frontier, a new renaissance. But it feels like you going back to Jubilee is like proving the fact that every young person in this country, you can't come up with something new. You have to go back to the old guards or to the old political parties for you to make it.
Acha nikwambie kitu ya kwanza. Politics is practical.
Yeah.
It's not theory. There's a big difference between the Kenya we want and the Kenya we are already living in. Ndo utoe a ship yenye iko kwa matope.
Lazima ongee kwa
ile ni kondoo iko kwa matope pale. Ndo itoe hapo. Lazima uvuke hii matope. And in the process ya kuvuka hii matope lazima
utachafuka.
There's something people need to understand. Kenya's political system is captured 100%. Imekamatwa hivi. Because Kenya's political structure is organized around political parties. Political parties whose base is a tribe. You have DAPK for Western. You have Wiper for Ukambani. You have DCP for Mount Kenya. You have Jubilee for Mount Kenya and Kisii and other regions. Okay? Now, the way those political parties have captured the imaginations of Kenyans pale chini, baba ukikuja na ticket ingine, that is not the ticket of the party they believe in. Ati sasa wewe umeenda kusimama Makueni Kibwezi East bila ticket ya Wiper, utahema sana. See ati una ideas. You have the most brilliant idea. You can make Kibwezi East Singapore. But sasa hauko kwa chama ya community ambayo ni Wiper. Now these political parties have already captured the imagination of Kenyans. Now the leaders of these political parties si ndo wanakaa kwa meza kule juu, ndo wanapanga siasa. And at the end of the day, leo wako opposition, kesho wako pamoja serikali, kesho huyu wako opposition. And you know, sasa ina merry-go-round hapo. If the youth want to change anything, they must get in there. Because starting something of your own is not easy. Registering a political party in Kenya alone costs a minimum of about process zote pa kuweke branch offices, pa kuregister members can cost you 10 million. Ndo once process ya name reservation uende hivi, ukuje uregister members, pa provisional registration, ulipe ile 500,000 check ya registration, ukuje ufungue 24 offices in 24 counties. Na zote lazima upeleke lease agreements kwa register political parties. Alafu anze kuregister members. Members wa Kenya wenyewe wanakataa kuingia kwa chama yako, lazima wapee 100. Unawapea 100 bob, unawaregister, wakisonga pale wanajidiregister. Sijui ni *2509#. Wanaingia tu wanajidiregister wenyewe. Na washakula 100 wanaenda kula lunch. So yani by the time you finish that process and you have a party, it's about 10 million.
Okay.
How many young people, youth, na youth hapa sasa wache niseme hata tuseme below 35, wako na milioni 10 ya kuanzisha chama. Wako na milioni 10 na hiyo milioni 10 ni ya kuanzisha chama. Who? You can count on one hand, and most of them will be kids of the political system. And you see the political system and the business system, they are interconnected. Kwa sababu wafanyabiashara ndio wanafund politicians, na politicians wana enable wafanyabiashara kutengeneza pesa zaidi through tax exemptions, deals, government deals, procurement. So they are intertwined. So you can't separate the business class ya Kenya and the political class. They are one and the same. They eat together, they live in the same estate, they go to the same joints. Their kids study in the same schools. So they are one family. So your system style iko captured. If you really want to disrupt it, you can't disrupt it kutoka nje. You can only get in there na muingie mkiwa wengi. then first you begin with the policy change. Mnasema sasa sisi sinyi ndio sauti ya wengi. Mnasema sisi kwanza sisi even if youth follow me into Jubilee, we can easily bring a policy in the party that anybody with an active corruption case is not going to run for office. Na sisi ndio wengi. Hakuna tutasema tu. Tutasema mheshimiwa, tutaenda tu kwa party ile tuseme, Your Excellency, we've sat as the youth, and as you know, we are the engine of the party. And we as the engine of the party, we've thought about this matter. We've decided that anybody with an active corruption case should not be on the ballot on a Jubilee ticket. Itakosa kufanyika?
Just to be on the same point, by the time you are doing all these things, keeping the government in check, by the time you became an activist, because I always say, like, you're an activist come, politician come, you always morph to something new and different. By the time you're doing all these things, it never dawned on you that for you to penetrate in the Kenyan politics, you have to join like the old guard political parties.
I was naive.
Okay.
I lived in a very realistic world.
By then or now?
By then.
Okay.
Nilikuwa realistic. Sio realist, nilikuwa idealist.
Idealist.
I thought there are things I thought were possible, that I came to realize they are harder than I thought.
When did you come to realize?
Kitu ya kwanza, nikianza Vampire Diaries in June of 20, around maybe it could be April of 2024.
For around there.
Nikianza, I thought that the problem of Kenya is leaders. So I'm just attacking. Najibu swali yako, but I've picked an aspect.
Okay.
Aspect nimepick ni leaders.
Okay.
Sasa mimi nilikuwa nafikiria shida ya Kenya ni leaders. That if we change all the leaders that we have in this country, Kenya will change.
Okay.
Kwa sababu ni wafisadi, ni wakorofi, ni wakabila. Why should we have people like this? As I moved through the Vampire Diaries, and then I decided, okay, so I've done the Vampire Diaries. The Vampire Diaries is supposed to inform the public. But you see, what's the solution to this problem? The solution to this problem is political change. We have to remove these political leaders that are in power, that are doing these corrupt deals, that are leaving all these unfinished projects. Okay. So I decided to morph into a politician. So I start moving, doing political rallies, starting a political party, and so on and so forth. Then in that process now, wakati nimeingia sasa into the political age, na realize kwamba the biggest problem in this country is the people. The leaders are the way they are because of the people.
I get a point.
Yani our leaders wako venye watu wao wako. So because of the people who are on the ground, kitu ya kwanza watu wanataka pesa. You're not going to withdraw money from your child's school fees account to go give people. Utawaibia ndio wapee. Money must come from somewhere.
Yes.
And where we all know it's not plucked on trees. So difficult, you're either going to sell their minerals, or you're going to do a corrupt tender and make money off of it, or you're going to just steal from their accounts. So that ukienda ground, wananchi wakikusumbua anataka pesa, mheshimiwa wezi tuacha hivyo bana, we tudunge zetu si tuingie, sijui hatuko wengi, wananzanga hatuko wengi, mheshimiwa unatuona hapa hatuko wengi. And this behavior is not just with the youth, iko hadi na wamama, wazee. Kwanza wamama kwa village, they've been cultured kabisa na wanasiasa. They know it's their right. Sasa unajua ukifika pale village, people don't want to know your name. They don't want to hear your idea. They have just seen you with a beaker. They know you've brought them money. So they come, wanakuwa wengi. And that's why the first thing I'm changing about Borabu. I know we come to Borabu, but that's the first thing I'm changing. Anytime I stop my vehicle, sinanga mbio. Ati nataka sijui nipea watu nitoroke. Hapana, nashuka. Wanajaa. Anza kupiga story. Mbea sasa nataka mnisikize vizuri. Hii culture ya pesa ndio imeharibu hii country. Kwa sababu politician anakuja hapa, nyinyi hamjui ametoa wapi hiyo do. Na most likely ni pesa yenu imeibiwa, mnashinda kulia hamna hospitali. Pesa ya hospitali ilishaporwa kitambo. Huyu jamaa ako nao kwa mfuko. Anawatolea kidogo, anawapiga 100. Mnakuwa so excited na mnampigia kura. Until you stop this culture ya kupigia watu on the basis ya clan, tribe na pesa. You will live in poverty. Na wapigisha story hapo. Na nikiendelea kuongelesha, I'm so happy. By the way, me, I was afraid that nikiambia watu hivi. Even my PA was afraid. Wacha mimi. My team was afraid. Walikuwa niambia Mwesho wezi ambia watu hivyo. Kisii wezi ambia watu ati utawapea. Uambie watu utawapea pesa. Watakumaliza. They'll hate you.
Yeah.
Then I realized it's not true. Nikawambia, let's go and try. It's working. Naenda nakalisha watu chini na waongelesha about hiyo issue ya pesa. Wananisikiza very keenly. And then kidogo saa ile tunaendelea kupiga story, somebody comes kutoka huko anasema, Mwesh, wewe tuachie kitu. Hawa wenye niko nao wanaombea wewe. Usilete mchezo hapa. Yeah. Unaona tunaongea na Mwesh, unaona mambo ya maana unaleta mchezo. Yeah. The citizens are ready to protect you, to hear a new thing. Because hii ya mambo ya pesa washazoea. And there's a reason why they accept money. They accept money because they already gave up on leaders. Wananchi wote huko kwa village walisha give up on leaders. Walijua hawatasaidika na hakuna kiongozi atawasaidia. So they are usually willing to take little. I mean, mia ndio umeleta sawa basi. Tunajua maendeleo utaleta. So wewe leta hiyo mia basi.
So at least I have something.
Tukule lunch. Wewe leta hiyo mia tukule lunch. So these are things I started realizing. That you see, Kenya is the way it is because of the voter. Not so much because of the leader. Kwa sababu hakuna watu wazuri watapigia mwizi. Watu wakipigia mwizi ni wezi. I mean, there are no good people that are going to elect a thief. Kama mmepigia mwizi, go look yourself in the mirror. How did you end up with a thief? There is something, either tribalism, mkasema huyu ni Mkikuyu wetu, ama huyu ni Mkalenjin wetu, ama huyu ni Mkisi wetu, ama huyu ni Mluya wetu. Even as I campaign for Dr. Fred Matiang'i, I always tell people, don't elect Dr. Fred Matiang'i just because he's from your tribe. Can you understand his track record?
But now someone will ask the same question. Isn't that the same thing that you've done? Because someone will ask, now that, because this is how we reason as Kenyans. The first thing someone will be like, Morara had the inject party. Then akaitupa. And then the first thing amefanya, joining a party in Kenya, amejoin Jubilee. And we know the reason why he's joined Jubilee is because of Fred Matiang'i. And who is Fred Matiang'i? Is a leader from Kisii. And Morara Kebaso is a what? Is a Kisii. So the young people are asking themselves, I thought this guy came with a different idea to show us that we can't follow someone based on tribal lines.
Turudi huko nyuma.
Yes.
The difference between the Kenya we want
and the Kenya
we live in.
Yes.
Hii story yote nimeongea for the last 3 minutes.
Yes.
Is the Kenya we want. Okay.
So talk about the Kenya.
Sasa kuna the Kenya we live in.
Yes.
Sasa you can't forget these two things. Ni kama kubalance clutch na mafuta.
Yes.
You can't leave these two things. Why? Yes. Because there is the reality of politics on the ground.
Yes.
And there is the vision of the Kenya you want to bring.
Yes.
Now, the Kenya you want to bring, first it has to dawn slowly on people.
Yes.
You have to explain. Kumbuka we si Mungu.
Yes.
It's only God who communicates by revealing himself.
Yes.
You know, God is not explained. He is revealed. God says, when you are hungry, I'm a loaf of bread.
Yes.
Living bread. And if you are thirsty, I'm living water. So for him, he just becomes anakuwa iyo kitu. And then it becomes very understandable to people of all languages, including the deaf.
Yeah.
Like sasa hapa, we are communicating in language ya mdomo.
Yeah.
That means first people mistrust promises. So for you to get them to a point of trusting you that you can deliver that a new Kenya exists. The very idea that it exists, putting it in their mind, ni pole pole. Then now showing them through action that a leader can be a leader of integrity, not steal from his people and bring development. Pio ni kitu utawaonyesha pole pole paka waone. Unajua sasa ni mdomo wanaona. Lakini kitu lazima waonyeshe slowly. Remember, these people have been thinking like this for 50 years.
Yes.
For 60 years actually.
Yeah.
Tangu independence, watu wamekuwa kireason hivi. Sasa unajua usifikirie ni kitu wameanza jana. The old habits die hard. Anima die hard wa old habits. Hii kitu ilianzwa na mzungu, wameizoea through independence. It's what has been taught into them. It's what was taught in school. Some of the things that were taught in school were actually not supposed to be in our books. They are misleading. People are taught to be slaves.
Yeah.
People are taught to be subservient to mediocrity. We were taught to obey authority even when it is wrong.
Yeah.
So many things have been put into our mind to culture us to behave like this. So then liberating the minds of people takes time. Do you know why Ibrahim Traore is having an easy time in Burkina Faso? I was in Burkina Faso last year in Ouagadougou. Then from Ouagadougou, I flew to Bobo Dioulasso. Then I came back by road from Bobo Dioulasso to Ouagadougou. The reason Ibrahim Traore is doing well, it's not because of Ibrahim Traore. It's because of Thomas Sankara. Sankara alishaweka attitude kwa watu.
Yeah.
Na watu wamegrow na hiyo attitude, wamekuwa tu wakitamani mtu atakam to power mwenye ako na hiyo brain ya Sankara waendeleze kazi.
There's a template that
because one of the things that Sankara did is he said Burkina Faso will be built by Burkinabe, not by mzungu. So uko Burkina Faso hakuna idea ya mchina akijenga barabara. Haiko kwa akili za watu. They are not used to seeing a strange white face building their highways. They are used to building things themselves. And Thomas Sankara, wamama na wazee, there was no discrimination. Walikuwa nabeba mawe kuja kujenga reli. Building the nation. Aya, vaccine. There's a time there was an influenza. And Sankara was the president at the time.
Yeah.
Do you know they handmade? Walikuwa na kaindustry wakajitengenezea their own injection. Hiyo time syringe haikuwa imefika kwao. Wakajiundia kitu yao yenye inakaa syringe na dawa zao. Waka vaccinate the whole country. So waliunda syringes, wakaunda the needles, wakaunda the medicine, na wao wenyewe waka vaccinate the whole country wenyewe. They did it themselves. He built national pride. You know there are 52 tribes in Burkina Faso. The Musa tribe being the largest tribe.
Yeah.
But there is no tribalism. Because the guy already built nationalism into them. When you are Burkinabe, you are Burkinabe, end of the story. Vitu zingine ni the Fulanis wana celebrate their own culture. Wakifurahia na their own clothings na their own dowry ceremonies and so on and so on. The Musa tribe na wao wanafanya hivyo. But ikifika kwa leadership, hakuna hizo vitu. Leadership ni anyone, any Burkinabe. So because of that leader changing people's mindset, this leader who has come now has found people with the right mindset for development. Yeah. That's why there's a difference between Muranga and Nyamira County.
Yeah.
The difference is how people think. Ukienda kwa watu wa Muranga uangalie venye wana think, na uende kwa watu wa Nyamira venye wana think. Nyamira leaders have done poorly in changing the mindset of their people. Muranga leaders have done well over the years in changing the mindset of their people. First teaching them that you are not beggars.
Yeah.
Musizoea kupewa.
Yeah.
So watu wa Muranga hawajazoea kufanyiwa vitu.
Yeah.
Wamezoea kujifanyia. Ukifika stage ya Muranga hakuna mtu wa boda na kusimamisha ati umnyeshi tupe kitu.
Yeah.
In fact wewe ndio utasimama useme na wapea kitu. Hawana shughuli. Yeah. Muranga wezi enda upromise project ukose kudeliver. Huyu Ruto vile unamuona hivi with all unfinished projects za Muranga achezi nazo. Because he knows who he's dealing with. Watu wa Muranga, the moment you promise them a water projects, wanaunda committee. Sijui nani retiree mwenye alikuwa anafanya kwa serikali siku hizi yako retire village, sijui nani wanaunda a powerful committee of like 15 people.
Yeah.
They start following up.
Yeah.
Na wakuombi fair, wamekuja tu kufollow up. So because of this, because of the culture of people, that's why you see the difference in development. It means if we want to change how people are going to react to leadership, change how they think first. So kama hatuja change how they think, nitakosaje kuingia Jubilee? Kwa sababu vota wangu pale Borabu, usipokuja na cape ya red, yenye nasema Jubilee, na kabla uongee useme kwanza ndugu zangu pokea salamu ya Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i, wewe hiyo speech yako hawezi kusikiza. They are already like that. So hatujawabadilisha, but you know you have to teach them slowly. Sisemi hawafai kuwa hivyo. Sisemi they shouldn't be supporting Jubilee. Sisemi they shouldn't be supporting Matiang'i. I'm just saying they are deep in love. And because they are deep in love, you have to be in love with them if you want to communicate to them.
But is it... Okay, for me, I feel like your move is more strategic.
It is strategic.
And you've run away from all your ideology.
I've not run away from my ideology. I carry them with me. Si ideology yangu iko na mimi.
I know what you're saying.
Okay, did you hear my speech yesterday with at Kerugoya?
I saw it. I'm just
okay. So yesterday we had an event. It was a Jubilee event for opening the Jubilee branch office in Kerugoya. I received the microphone to talk to the people. What did I tell the party leader? I told him, Your Excellency, if you will have the opportunity to be our president, would you please eradicate poverty from our people and unemployment? Because unemployment and poverty has dehumanized our people. It is the reason why people can be given 200 bob or 100 bob to sing the name of a politician. I told him there. He is a politician. I am a politician. So why are we not happy to give people it's easier to give people 200 shillings. That's the easy politics. The difficult politics is eradicating the poverty that makes us give them 200. So most politicians in Kenya want the easy politics. Keep these people poor, tukue tunawajenga, wakue wanatulia. Hawatakuwa wanatusumbua. So now we want to do the difficult politics. The difficult politics ni gani? Let's challenge this 200. Let's eradicate poverty and unemployment among our people so that they are not available for being used as goons. Unajua nimeona huko kwetu nyumbani wamama wakikalishwa kwa matope wakati wa mvua. What can be more dehumanizing than that? I hope my mom was not there.
Okay.
Kwa sababu yani nisikia tu ati mama yangu alikuwa. Wamama wamekalishwa chini kwa matope na mheshimiwa. Ameshikiwa umbrella na bodyguard. Mbona sikupiga hiyo picha?
I feel like the difficult decision you guys wewe on a personal level ungetake is the Salasia way. That's a difficult decision. That's a difficult political decision. Because I come from Western. And when that boy stood and said he wanted to become an MP, in fact, everyone laughed. And by the time he was campaigning, before even the DAP came in and all that, he was an independent politician. And he was selling an idea that he's young, he's representing the young people, and he wants to fight it as a young person. And people believed in him because they were like, all the old folks who have been in this constituency all these years, they've not changed this Mumias East. But this young person comes in as a fresh of something new. Everyone is like, we want to stand behind you, move with you, and trust you. And Salasia did it.
He won the election.
Yes.
He went to parliament.
Yes.
He's been able to do an exceptional job,
yes.
But he's been limited. Limited how? You see, to make a significant change in this country, you will need to be part of a big family. Huwezi fanya peke yako. Kwa mfano, si eti Morara hawezi kuchaguliwa kama independent MP.
And that's what I wanted to tell you because I know you can.
Naeza.
You have that brand.
Okay. Man. Lakini ukishaingia pale bunge, kitu ya kwanza wewe ni low hanging fruit for the state.
Yes.
Kwa sababu state unapata wamepata wabunge kama 100, they are looking for more.
Yeah.
Sasa wewe you are a low hanging fruit.
To make
na unajua wakikutafuta ukatae kuingia box wanaanza kukuhunt na KRA.
Yes.
Nini, they make your life difficult paka siku utaingia box.
Yes.
Aya, if you are part of a big family, people can cover you. Like people can't come at you like that and you are a member of their party, they'll defend one of their own. Kitu ingine, where the big decisions are made, sio kwa independent. So we have 400 members of parliament. You are an independent. You are not a decision maker pale bunge. For example, a budget is coming of 4.2 trillion. And you can already see through this budget, we are borrowing too much, more than we need. And most of this borrowed money is going to be stolen. And you can already see the things that have been put in the budget for purposes of being stolen. Because stealing in Kenya begins with budgeting. I mean, the money that is supposed to be stolen is budgeted for so that it can be stolen. So you, as a member of parliament seated in parliament, you can already see. But how much of a decision maker are you when you are in a minority as an independent? Very little. But when you are inside the majority party, you can influence from within and change a few things inside that budget. Remember, umefika pale bunge wewe ni 1 MP who is independent, and then Gachagua amekuja na wabunge 100. Na Ruto amekuja na wabunge 120. Alafu Gachagua na Ruto wamefanya handshake. Wako na wabunge 240. It doesn't matter how good your speech is. Mr. Speaker, sir, I will like to condemn with the strongest terms possible. Wewe tumia vocabulary yako yote. Ukimaliza watu wakifika pale kwa kupiga kura, Gachagua ashaambia mahali watu wake mahali watapiga na wameshaelewana na Ruto mahali watu wake watapita. Hiyo kitu inapita tu. That's how people like Rashid Echesa became CS. Because the state has already agreed and conspired. That's why so akikuja hapo bunge apite. So including certain people who shouldn't genuinely get to those positions, wanapita because the state has already conspired. So unapata your power as an independent person pale bunge, you are a lonely voice in a corner. The most that you can do is talk about the ills of government. A classic example is Sifuna. Sifuna is in the Senate. You can see the mess that Nairobi is in. But what can he do? The most he does is talk. And he is very eloquent. But has he been able to change anything about Nairobi?
But as senator, of course, the most important thing you can only do is going to
Senate has power, let me tell you. Read the Constitution. There's something called the supremacy of Parliament. Parliament, first, it has the power to summon people. And it has the power of a high court. That's why school governors walikataa kuja. The inspector general told them, this is just like a high court. Like if they summon you and you refuse to go, I can arrest you and take you there. Because the Constitution says the inspector general should arrest and bring anybody who refuses to come to Parliament.
We saw that.
Secondly, the Parliamentary Accounts Committee coordinates with DCI and EACC. The question is, why is it that all governors who go before the Parliamentary Accounts Committee or Senate Accounts Committee to present, what they've been doing in their counties or to answer audit questions, wanaulizwa, hey, honorable senators, can you see this person? He bought sodas for 7 million shillings. He's saying in the budget,
coffins.
Ati amenunua maua. Ati during Jamhuri Day in Bungoma. This is ridiculous. Then the story ends there.
For me, I always say, I always wonder, what's the purpose of that PSC?
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's an entertainment galore. Because nobody gets condemned. Nobody gets to return the money. Nobody gets arrested. I mean,
there's no accountability.
Sasa basi ni ya nini? Why should they waste public resources and even TV airtime? You do for that to watch my advert, ama soap opera. Kuliko to watch kitu haiendi mahali. So that's why I'm telling you that this system is captured from the top. And sometimes if you don't get into the majority party or where the big decisions are being made, the big table, you won't influence something. It means a lot when a person who fears the Lord, who has the Spirit of God in him and the integrity of leadership, it means something when they are in the room where the big decision is being made. It means a lot. Yeah, they could be out there in a rally, say some very interesting things, they are captured, put on TV. But the decision is not being made on TV. It's being made in cabinet. So it means a lot when there's a God-fearing person in cabinet who knows the burden of leadership, understands it, understands their role, and is not there to make money. He's there to serve. It means a lot when they are present because that person might say, excuse me, Your Excellency, I can see where the conversation of this cabinet meeting is going, but I just wanted to ask, have you considered ABCD? You don't have to look like you're opposing. Of course, you can't oppose your boss, but just look like you're suggesting. Suggest. You've introduced a new idea. If the favor of God was there that hiyo kitu ifanyike, the president will say, okay, you have a good point. Let's try that. Who appointed Joseph to be a prime minister? It was Pharaoh. Pharaoh wale hawakuwa naabudu Mungu wale watu. So how did they end up appointing a God-fearing person to be a prime minister? Because the hand of God was there. So it means a lot when somebody like that is in a position of power. So let's not shy out. Let's not stay away. Ingia katikati yao. Be present when they are making the big boy decisions. So that you bring the alternative voice that you've always thought about.
I wanted to ask why Jubilee, but I think you've already answered half.
Okay, how Jubilee? Why Jubilee is very simple. You said it yourself. It was a strategic decision. Kwa nini? Mimi natoka Borabu constituency. I'm the member of parliament for Dr. Fred Matiang'i. I can't be in any other party.
So you didn't look at their,
It's just
you didn't look at their constitution, you didn't look at their belief, you didn't look at all that.
Those things don't mean anything. The constitution of all parties read like they read like America. They read like Europe. If you read the constitution of ODM,
Yes.
you read the constitution of Jubilee, you read the constitution of DAPK, you read the constitution of what? All those constitutions, those constitutions have very beautiful words. I can even tell you word for word. They talk about healthcare, quality healthcare for
Universal
people. Zote zinaongelea hiyo kitu.
Yeah.
Healthcare.
Yeah.
Zinaongea about improving agriculture through agro processing. Zote and value addition. All those constitutions, hadi ya UDA, iko na hiyo mambo ndani ya constitution. Sasa watu wajue hivi. It is not the constitution of the party that brings values into the party. It is the individuals. Constitution inaandikwa tu na watu with flowery words. Hata inaweza andikwa na ChatGPT, si nikuambia tu, hey, draw me up a constitution for a political party, call it the constitution for Jubilee Party. Na inachora, una correct tu grammar. Ama mahali me get out of context. Lakini the values of integrity, good governance and discipline in politics can only be brought by individuals. Watu wenye wako hapo ndani.
What matters.
Ndio is what matters, not what the constitution of the party says.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, I'm not disparaging the constitution of my party. I'm just saying all those constitutions look beautiful. What about the individuals?
Bring me to the next question. Do you believe Dr. Fred Matiang'i will become the president of this country?
Yes.
When?
Now, in 2027.
What makes you say so?
I feel like the mood of the country is demanding for something new. And I'm hoping that he's going to be the candidate of the United Opposition. But even if he does not become the candidate of the United Opposition, I'm praying that he will be prevailed upon to run for president still. Because he is the only candidate who is running for president who has two things: performance record and political chance or possibility. Unajua, you can have a performance record, lakini kwa hesabu ya siasa ufikishi kura hata milioni moja. Kwa hesabu ya siasa, hata charisma, hata nini, unaona, ufiki kura. Lakini you are a good person. In politics, it's not enough to be good. It's enough to be good and have a chance at being good. So he has an impeccable track record of all positions he has held. There was transformation that happened. That doesn't just happen. It happens when somebody is intentional about doing something different about the position they've been placed in. And apart from the performance, he has a perfect chance of being president. Why? Because first, he has familiarity of name. People know him and they know what they stand for. Ukienda kwa village, mashinani, utafute nyanya ama mama mwenye haangaliangi hata hizi mainstream TV, anasikizanga radio yake ile ya nyumbani. Na yeye hana smartphone, lakini radio huwa anasikiza, ama watoto wakitoka Nairobi huwa anamwambia nini inaendelea Kenya. Anajua Matiang'i. He was in the Ministry of Education. He affected the lives of children everywhere, even in the remote villages, positively. So wanajua Matiang'i kila mahali. It's very important because politicians invest a lot of money in branding. Yaani uso yako ijulikane na jina. Lakini huko, haendi kutafuta jina. Jina yake already inajulikana, and there's familiarity of the face. And most importantly, they know what he believes in. Watu wakisikia huko kwa village, ujue village ndo 80% of the voters wa Kenya. Huko village, huko mashinani, mahali wapiga kura wengi wako. Ukiwaambia Matiang'i, they associate it to the performance. Hivyo. The moment you mention Matiang'i, they associate it with performance. And Kenyans are at a point where they are ready to not vote along tribe, to just vote for somebody who will perform. Kwa hivyo Matiang'i aweke jina yake kwa debe. Na watu waamke siku ya uchaguzi wakiwa soba, waende pale waangalie William Ruto, Kalonzo, Gachagua, Matiang'i. I'm telling you, they will be moved to vote for Matiang'i. Na kila mtu atakuwa anapiga kura anasema mi wacha tu nipea Matiang'i apotee nayo, kumbe mnapiga mkiwa wengi, millions.
So let me ask you, don't you feel like you're contradicting yourself? Because
How?
In one point you've said, realistically, Kenyans are still voting on tribal lines. Realistically, Kenyans are still reasoning the way they reasoned 60 years ago. It's really hard to remove that cheap coin from their mind or from their heads.
But here I am saying Matiang'i can be voted without tribe.
Listen, we know. Let's go to our normal traditions as Kenyans when it comes to politics, when it comes to voting, when it comes to elections. We normally vote, unfortunately or fortunately, most of our presidents come from a very big tribe. That is like, that's like our history.
3 to 4 million votes.
That's our history. You get? Yeah. So you've said you're going to join the politics now in a realistic world. For you to change, it will take time for Kenyans to change to get there. You can't tell me it's only 1 year that they'll get there. So how will you convince a Kenyan who, whether you like it or not, we've seen Raila move masses. We've seen Raila, but there was just that topic, there's just that discussion that it comes from a smaller community, not a big, there's the
so
big...
again, let me take you back.
Yes.
Politics has surprises. You just told me the story of Salasia right now.
Yes.
I will add you the story of Donald Trump. People thought, let Donald Trump run for senator of some state first and come to the Senate and show us his experience.
Yes.
We just know him as some real estate businessman and TV host. How can he just bamboozle his way and become president?
Yeah.
But the audacity of Donald Trump could not accept.
Yeah.
He's running for president.
Yeah.
And he ran for president and won.
Yeah.
Let's go to Ukraine. Zelensky was a comedian.
Yeah.
And he ran for president and he won.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Madagascar. Rogelina.
The DJ.
He's a DJ.
Yeah.
Ran for president.
Yeah.
He won.
Yeah.
So politics has its surprises. What you should do is don't miss to put your name on the ballot. That's what I can tell Dr. Fred Matiang'i. Nobody knew June 25th, 2024 will happen. People thought it was impossible.
Yeah.
Siku gani ingine watu wameingia bunge, wabunge wakatoroka na tunnel. Wabunge wenye wanachungwa na bunduki.
Never happened.
Ati wanakimbia pako wengine wanavunjika. Never happened before.
It surprised everyone.
Alafu,
the whole of Africa.
Even the president himself was a surprise. They never thought it will get there.
Yeah.
Surprises happen. Just make sure you are at the right place at the right time. This is political strategy, positioning. Even in spirituality, you must position yourself for the favor of God to meet you.
Yeah.
Hakuna vile unaweza sema mimi nitatembea dunia na passport una. You're praying to God, Baba mimi naomba kwamba unisaidie niweze kutembea hii dunia. Ikipatikana ruhusa ya kuenda Canada, Baba ukanipeleke Canada nione wa Canada.
There's a verse which says, the race is not to the swift, not the battle to the strong, but time, chance, and opportunity happens to them all.
Bas, ndo hiyo.
Time, chance, and opportunity. So you have to position yourself.
Time, chance and opportunity. Sasa uwezi sema wewe unataka kuzunguka dunia mzima na hata passport huja apply. Kuwa na passport, chance ya kutravel ikitokea uko na passport. Kitu ingine, hujai andika CV. Hiyo ina maana gani? Ina maana hutaki kazi. Kwa sababu huwezi sema unataka kazi and you've not even sat down to work on your CV or to work on your skill. Keep improving your skill.
Preparedness.
Wewe umeamua one day huyu cameraman anataka kuwork in the presidential service team. Akipiga rais picha. The only thing he needs to do, asikuwa anapiga tu picha tukiwa hapa kwa studio. Akiwa peke yake nyumbani, anaingia kwa street pale, ana zoom hiyo that bird that is making noise on that tree, anapiga picha moja safi. Practice. Pole pole. Siku moja anakuja kupata ameingia kule mahali alikuwa anasema ataingia. Like me. When I was a young boy, I used to imitate leaders. I used to like make a makeshift podium. Then I take, unaona cob ya ya mahindi. Hii wakati mahindi umedondoa sasa ile kobi na baki. Na idunga kijiti, so unajua inakuanga na soft thing pale katikati. Na idunga kijiti alafu na idunga kwa ile stand yangu inakuwa kama ndo mic. Alafu na address wananchi. Leo niko kwa mic. Ndio na address wananchi. Sasa unajua hii kitu ukweli ni kwamba you practice, it's a dream. Yenye unashinda tu ukiprep.
David was fighting the lions in the wilderness and all those things.
Goliath is not the first big thing David killed.
Yes.
He had killed lions.
Yes.
He had killed bears. So tusikuanga tunafikiria it's a miracle that happened ati David akaua a giant. Somebody has killed a lion. Bana mimi naendanga pale park. Kwanza afadhali orphanage ndo naziona up close vizuri. Animal orphanage hapa. A lion bana, my body ni mguu.
Ni mguu majestic. It's majestic.
Ni mguu ya lion. The thing is big. Ni kama bull.
Really
so
big.
We imagine ati kuna kabinadamu, and you know we are told David was a small size boy. We imagine that there is a small, unajua Goliath, Samson was huge and strong. So huyo tunaweza elewa hata picha zake zenye tunaona caricatures ni mtu powerful, kibonge. So labda alikuwa anatoshana tu hiyo lion tena. So wangepigana. David a small boy. How he maneuvered paka anaua a bear or a lion. Hatari sana. He's a dangerous boy. So ndo nasema people don't wake up from nowhere and become something. People keep prepping, waiting for the day when it will happen. Hata mtoto mwenye anapanga kuwa polisi, utamuona within the sitting room ana march paka pale anapiga salute, ana march paka hapa anapiga salute. Mtoto anapanga kuwa pastor, utafeel tu vile huyu mtoto anaenda, huyu ni mchungaji. Hata akitoroka aenda afanye degree in architecture kama Pastor Karita Mbagara wasita Mkare. Alihepa akaenda kafanya architecture, alirudi hapo kwa preaching the word of God. So ina maana kwamba huyu Matiang'i ambaye ninaongelea sasa hivi, mimi sisemi kwamba it's not impossible for him to become president. Why? He has what Kenyans are looking for. You just don't know the time when Kenyans will snap like this. Can you imagine if June 25th ya 2024 happened 1 month to election? Would any of our political guard or kingpins or tribe be our president?
No.
If June 25th had happened just 1 month before a major election, watu wote sijui mimi niko na Wakalenjin 3.5 million, au mimi niko na Wakikuyu 4 million, they would not be presidents. The person who would be president, hata sisi wenyewe tungekuwa tumeshtuka.
Ni wewe Morara, tulikuwa tunajua ni wewe. Because wewe ndo ulikuwa, at that time everyone was talking about Morara becoming a president.
Even me, I would have become a president at that time.
You get?
Quite easily. So ndio nasema Matiang'i, si uko na chama, usha declare, endelea tu kuongelesha watu kutafuta kura. Put your name on the ballot. You are what Kenyans are looking for, and you just don't know the spark and the moment. Angalia vile watu walikuwa wamejam na Ojwang. Kifo ya Ojwang. Paka wakatoka an army of youth wakaenda kuchoma police station. Niambie ile kitu happened 1 week before election. Election ina change vibaya sana. Who you thought was popular 1 month ago, isha change kila kitu. Somebody else is going to get elected in a surprise election. Diamui Faye, unajua yeye alikuwa tu pale kwa party Pastef. Yeye alikuwa anajua tu yeye ni secretary general wa party. He had no plan of being a president. Then suddenly Osman Sonko has been blocked from being president. He's looking for who can be president. He says Diamui Faye be the candidate. Ade mwenye hakuamini. Now he's president of Senegal.
Faye, it was just more of leverage of Sonko.
But now he's president
I know.
of Senegal. Sasa tusi overpredict siasa. Tusiseme ati so and so kwa sababu akona kabila fulani na kabila fulani na registered voters kwa hiyo kabila ni milioni fulani. Even Ruto himself, if he thought he can be president automatically, he wouldn't be doing what he is doing. He's all over the place. Anashinda Meru, mara ameenda wapi, is on top of the vehicle trying to address people. Why? Why is he scared? If he's sure. If he's sure, he should be relaxing.
Maybe he's not scared. Maybe he's just working.
He's been around long enough. He knows siasa inabadilika na siku moja. So just put your best foot forward every day. You never know. Even Osero was just, Naomi, the people of Morabu, he was just taking his breeze and having fun. He has never gone to parliament, does not plan to go, and he thought he'll just get elected. So all he needed to do is once in a while ana show up, anavaa kofia ya Jubilee, anapigwa picha na Matiang'i, watu wake wajua anakuanga na Matiang'i, bas anarudi tena anaendelea na starehe yake. Then Morara is here. Things have changed for him. He can't continue lazing around.
That video that I saw online trending, that was the first video for me to know that you are vying for, or you're interested to vie for MP in Borabu.
Yes.
What contributed to that? Because we've just said a few minutes ago that after the June 25th, everything was looking like you were interested in more national politics than being an MP. So what changed? What transformed your decision from coming from a national figure to MP?
Sasa si ni kitu ya kwanza ni kukua realistic. What's achievable now?
Okay.
You go for achievable goals.
Okay.
Unajua kuna low hanging fruits. Yeah, usistruggle sana.
Yeah.
Endea kwanza chenye iko. Kilicho mkononi ni kizuri kushinda ile the two in the bush.
Unasema ni rahisi hivyo sana huko Borabu?
Huko Borabu?
Hivyo unachukua
albambazoli. Ai, unaona, wacha nikwambie, siku kura zinahesabiwa. Nyinyi muangalie TV.
Ati nini?
Nikiwa na kura 5,000 ndio ako 800. Nikiwa na kura 10,000.
Wekeni clip. Wekeni clip.
Ukweli, keep the clip. When the results of Borabu constituencies will be streaming in and people will be watching the television. Because I know out of the 290 constituencies, people will be very interested in Borabu. To know how it's going.
Yes.
Ikianza kuhesabiwa wakati nimefika kura 5,000 ndiye atakuwa kura 800. Nikifika kura 10,000 atakuwa kura 2,000. Because hata kosa watu wake. Lazima ako na watu wake.
Ako na community.
He has his people. Yeah. Nikifika kura 20,000 ndiye amefika kura 4,000. Nikifika kura 30,000 because I'm going to win with around 30,000 35,000 votes. Nikifika 35,000 ndiye anafika sasa kura 8,000. Ndampiga range yenye haezi iba. Unajua mimi hata sipangi kurig. Napanga tu kumpiga range iko decisive. Unaona ile range yenye you just write a concession speech. Na mimi sina concession speech. Jusishindu ile uchaguzi. I only have my victory speech. Ile uchaguzi ile na ngara nayo mbaya sana.
How long have you campaigned?
Asa hii nimekampaign tu wiki moja. Na nimefanya hii kazi.
Bro, I love your
sasa nipe mwaka moja mimi na Naomi. Haki ya Mungu hata he'll say he's not running. Mbona haribu pesa? Naomi usiharibu pesa. Asiharibu pesa. The only thing yenye ingefanya Naomi anishinde ni kama siko Jubilee. Because he was confident that I can't join Jubilee and support Matiang'i. He thought maybe I'm too proud, not too humble and do that. But I've humbled myself. Kuja nimekaa kwa miguu ya Matiang'i, nimesema we nile. Wacha mimi niende na hii MP kwanza nifanyie watu kazi. Because you need political goodwill. Wacha nikwambie, huwezi handle wale watu wa Borabu kama hauna political goodwill ya the leadership that is at the top. Uongo. You can't do development without political stability. Countries like Sudan, they have oil. They can literally be Dubai.
Yeah.
What's their singular biggest problem? Conflict, political instability.
Stability, yeah.
Wangekuwa na political stability, they would be developing. Why? Uranium, yet they have the resources.
Uranium and all those things.
Kwa sababu ya political instability. So ndo nakwambia political goodwill mambo yote. You must have political goodwill for you to do development. Bila political goodwill hakuna development utafanya, because you will be at conflict with the people. And you will be at conflict with politicians. Nini ili affect Kawera Mwangaza? Sini politics.
Yeah.
It's just the politics. She was elected on an independent ticket. And then the MCAs ni wa UDA. Sasa watasurvive aje? Kwa sababu yeye si wa chama yao na yeye ni independent. Na afanyi vitu vile wao wanasema. Na wao wanataka kudictate kila kitu. Limungoa. Na hakuwa na mtu wa kumtetea. Kwa sababu hana mtu kwa chama yake. She's an independent. Ndio nakwambia be part of the big family.
But being part of the big family we are talking about now is like you're telling the Gen Zs, the young people who believed in you. Because for you, let's just be honest, whether they like it or not, the Gen Zs are the ones who made you famous.
Yes.
The Gen Zs are the ones who gave you this brand. Of course, God has blessed you to this level, but whether they like it or not, God uses people. And the people that God used are the Gen Zs. So do they feel like you abandoned them on the road? Because what they were fighting for is, number one, even during that time, I remember very well, they were complaining about the recycling of politicians, the recycling of cabinet secretaries, the recycling of the same old faces. Because for them, they think maybe if one day we stop recycling these people, we'll see a new Kenya.
Unaona, the same way I'm learning. Si mimi nimekupatia my journey of how I've been learning politics and what is actually affecting our country. Gen Zs are also learning. Gen Zs were 2024, see were 2026. They've learned lessons. The number one lesson they've learned is you can be infiltrated. The state can invest billions, bring bloggers who will divert you. These bloggers will say, anytime you want to come up with a leader, they find makosa yoyo kiongozi. Anytime you want to say it's Casmuel, they say traitor. Anytime you want to say it's Morara, they say huyu anataka kutuibia pesa juu anataka kufanya fundraising. The bloggers will infiltrate you. They will support your cause. When you say Ruto must go, they also shout Ruto must go. So you believe you are together. Then they start steering the ship in a certain direction. Anytime unataka kuwa na kiongozi wana make sure hakuna. So that you remain leaderless, muende hivyo. Anytime Morara comes up with a party, mnasema hii ni project ya Ruto hii. Ni Ruto anataka kutuletea hii chama. But you don't have a party. Gen Zs are realizing now that they don't have a party. 1 year to the elections. Gen Zs hawana chama. But nilikuwa nimekuja na chama ya Gen Zs. Kukaingizwa siasa, nini Ruto ana finance. Nikasema, staki vitina bana. Wachana nayo. Gen Zs are realizing now that if we had a party of our own, sahi tungekuwa tunapigana ndani ya hiyo chama, but tungekuwa tunaombana pesa. Tungekuwa tunasema unataka kusimama wapi na unataka kusimama wapi na unataka kusimama wapi, bas free fair nominations, mwananyashinda tumalize hii shughuli. Hivyo, that's what we'll be doing, because ni nyumba yetu. We can be disorganized until we become organized. Why? Because we are in our house.
You find a solution.
Tuta disorganize vitu, tuseme hapana hii kitu toa hapa weka pale, imekaa mbaya toa hapa weka hii kona. Yes, we can disorganize until we organize it, and there's nothing wrong with fighting inside the party. Hawa ni watu wamelelewa na mama tofauti, they have different interests, different behaviors. Kuja tupigane paka tuelewane. So now, Gen Zs have learned that one point, that you can't be leaderless and you can't be partyless. You cannot bring political change without being organized. 2, Gen Zs are learning the importance of money in politics. Wamerea sasa kuenda ground is a cost. Hata wananchi wasipokuitisha pesa, kupiga tu raundi kwa constituency ni mafuta mingi sana. Kuzurura tu. Is several kilometers, a lot of fuel, a lot of money in maintenance. Unahitaji cost ya security ya kupatia watu wako kitu kidogo wa kuangalie mawe isitupe kutoka nyuma yako. Because you can't lead when you are dead. You have to be alive to lead. So somebody must be standing at your back to watch your back. These are things Gen Zs are learning. Mimi nilikuwa najaribu kuwaambia. And you know why I knew and they didn't know? I'm a Gen Z who is an outlier. Mimi ni Gen Z mwenye nilisucceed mapema, nikaanza kupata watoto mapema, nikaanza kujua vitu mapema. So because of that, huwezi ni compare na 99% of the Gen Zs. I learned things early. Siasa, it was in the family. So siasa, sijakuja kulearn 2024. Nimeona siasa throughout my life. I participated even in political campaigns. By 2017, I was already a member of a presidential campaign team, drawing strategy for youth campaign.
Oh.
Yes, by 2017.
Which part was that?
Jubilee.
Okay. So you just got back home?
Si ndio. Sasa nilikuwa in 2017 when I was a university student. Nikiwa miaka hii ya mwisho. Nilikuwa kwa presidential campaign team. I was a strategist, nilikuwa nachora youth mobilization strategy. Nilikuwa hiyo time Anthony Kibagendi, the member of Kitutu Church South, was not an MP. unapiga shughuli na wao.
I know, I remember.
Esi Okenyuri, the senator. She was not a senator. Kuna piga shughuli na wao. Hao watu they were not. Sasa ndo wakakuja kuingia kwa serikali. Mimi ndio si kuingia because I was not ready. Nimeenda kwa biashara. Lakini that's what I'm telling you, Gen Zs are learning. First they are learning that sasa afadhali ile kitu ya fundraising ingebaki ikuwe imperfect to imperfect. To set up systems, accountability, nini vile tutabuild trust among ourselves, tuache kushukiana paka iwork, because if you don't have a way of raising finance, utacompete aje na mtu corrupt akona 50 million amekuja kucampaign for MP ama 100 million. We si Morara. Morara is an outlier mwenye alijipanga mapema, so yeye anaweza pigana hiyo vita. One among maybe a million Gen Zs mwenye akona hiyo capacity. Or among 100,000 Gen Zs mwenye akona hiyo Gen Zs wengi wenye wako na kazi hawana big paying jobs. Wenye wako na biashara hawana biashara hizo kubwa ama nini. So ni watu tu just living, young decent lives as a youth should be. Unashika. So now they are learning hiyo mambo ya campaign financing. Number 3, they are now learning that power haiombwi.
Yeah, power is taken.
You're going to tell people, it is time for the youth. Can you please step aside and give the youth an opportunity? Nobody's going to step aside.
No.
Because wale ni watu wameweka mdomo kwa nyonyo.
Kabisa.
Kuwatoa hapo ni vita.
Ngumu.
Ni vita, si ngumu. Ni vita. Kutoa mtu mdomo kwa nyonyo.
Ni vita.
Ni vita. Yeah. Sasa unless you are ready to take power, basi tulia tu. No need to lose your life.
Yeah.
So even as we were commemorating the people who died, my saddest memory of the people who died is that I lost friends, people I met in the morning, had breakfast with, or just tukasalimian, we laughed. Then afternoon saa 8, ashapigwa risasi. I went to city mortuary to see bodies of people, and there was no space enough for bodies, and the smell was very bad, and bodies sometimes were being piled on top of the other, and I couldn't believe these people are dead. I saw families crying. I saw mothers fainting. My saddest part of that story is whenever I ask myself what they died for, I can't find it.
That's what I wanted to ask. Do you believe or do you feel that the youth of Kenya, among the Gen Zs, during that protest, they died in vain?
They died in vain.
The so-called united opposition. Everyone believes they have what it takes to become the president.
Yes.
My $1 million question is, how do you see it going to play out? Now that you are saying Fred Matiang'i will become the president. What about Kalonzo Musyoka? What about the rest who believe that, because whether you like it or not, in Kenya is more about the combinations, the combination that...
The coalitions.
The coalitions and the combinations, whereby, leave alone even the coalition, the more of who will be the president and the running mate. That combination, people look at it so with an intricate eye. So for you, do you believe the moment, because even right now, the United Opposition have not declared who will be their flag bearer. Do you believe the moment they declare, some people will fall off?
Yes.
And if they fall off, adding to that question, who do you think is the best running mate for Fred Matiang'i?
The best running mate for Dr. Fred Matiang'i? I don't know.
You're a political analyst, you know.
I'm not a political analyst.
I'm
a politician.
Who do you believe can?
Even if I knew, I wouldn't say.
So you have an idea, you don't have to say.
Even if I knew, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
Why? Because you are trading a very thin line.
Yeah.
The moment you start making decisions on behalf of your boss, sasa umeanza kupotea.
Okay.
Ni kama sasa kuulizwe, hii kampuni, mnaona nani anaweza kuwa deputy MD?
Yeah.
Na MD ameketi hapo.
Yeah.
Na wewe unaulizwa na HR hapa kama na interviewer. Sasa unajua wewe hujui deputy MD anatakaje. we unajua who is best for the job.
Yeah.
Lakini unajua ujaingia kwa akili ya MD ujue vile anataka. Na juujui na ule ndo boss na utaki kuchoma kesho.
Yeah.
Unawacha tu decisions zake zikuwe zake.
Okay.
I have an idea, but I wouldn't say.
Okay.
What I can say is this.
Yes.
Mistake yenye United Opposition wata make ni kumake decision ya presidential candidate solely on the basis that that person has tribal numbers. Wataanguka. If the United Opposition makes a decision of a presidential candidate on the mere basis that that person has numbers, they have failed. They must consider other factors. One, the mood of the nation. Ni nini nation inaitisha? What's the country calling for? Unajua, you can listen. If you're keen, you can put your ear na usikie ni nini watu wanataka. So if they are true politicians, wasiconsider tu mtu ati huyu ako na watu wengi ama kabila iko na numbers mingi. Waangalie pia what mood is the country in. Number 3, which candidate can inspire hope? Because Kenyans have given up. Now, if you bring somebody who is tired, who is part of the KANU regime, unajua by the Dr. Fred Matiang'i ndio mtu pekee yuko kwa KANU regime.
Tuliambia KANU itarule for more than 100 years.
No, wachana na vitu watu wanasema. Si watu wale alisema tukate miti.
Tuendelee.
Kama ulikata mti ya Sara kwako.
Yeah.
Mti yako ilienda bure.
Yeah.
So people say things,
Yeah.
let them say. But Matiang'i is the only one who is not from the KANU regime.
Yeah.
Matiang'i hata wakati wa Kibaki hakuwa. Ameingia tu wakati wa Uhuru. So he's of a fresher generation. So mkirudisha mtu mwenye inspire hope, mtu mwenye Kenyans wakiona hivi, wanasema oi, that's the same old stuff. Bas, umeingia kwa trap ya Ruto. Ruto atakuwa anashika mic hivi anawabomoa mpaka mnajino mahali mtaamuka. Anasema si huyu alikuwa si alikuwa waziri wa hii, si alikuwa naibu wa nini, si alikuwa ni nini hakufanya yenye atakuja kufanya. Mimi si nimefanya hii.
If we go with your definition of someone who inspires hope, all those things that you've said, if a young person who we are looking at right now, these guys who are behind us, who are in front of behind of these cameras here, the definition that you've said, it sounds like Sifuna. What do you think of Sifuna?
Compare the performance record of Dr. Fred Matiang'i and the performance record of Sifuna. Okay, what has Sifuna been able to do? Things you can count, 5. And what are the 5 things Matiang'i has been able to do? Za Matiang'i sunaziona?
Za Matiang'i tumeziona, but pia, you know, in politics, there's the flip side.
What's the flip side?
Of course, you know what people say about Matiang'i.
Unaona ukikuja kwa village yangu pale Borabu, watu hawajui Sifuna, mambo ya Sifuna. Mimi si nimekuwa nikiongea na wamama the whole weekend. Wao wanataka salamu ya Matiang'i. Sifuna is a new age to them. Na bado hawajaelewa what he stands for. Okay, wamesikia jina. Some of them washasikia jina kupitia kwa radio na nini na nini. But hawajajua what is he into. Njoro unaweza kuwa wamekusikia. But they have not known that you are civil engineer. Sasa they don't know what are you into.
Do you feel like Kenya we are prime for change?
Yeah. We are ripe or almost ripe for change. Tunakaribia. It can happen next year. I hope so. If it doesn't happen next year, it will definitely happen the next election.
What can you tell a young Christian who believes that they want to join politics, but they are always scared on the approach that they should take because of maybe, we know, so many times we hear people telling you, oh, you can't be a Christian or a pastor at the same time you want to become a politician?
What I can tell them is that spirituality and leadership are not far apart. If you look at the Bible, most of the leaders who are successful and managed to be great kings or great leaders, they also had a deep sense of spirituality. Even Saul, at his lowest moment, when he had lost it all,
Yeah.
he still went to the witch at Endor to try and tap into some form of spirituality so that he can know what the will of God is. So you can't separate leadership and spirituality. Some people go for dark powers, others go for the will of God. But I can tell you, we want to survive on the long haul and be a leader that will be admirable in this generation, and you want God to lift you to places you never thought is possible, then njia ni Yesu.
Amen.
Njia ni Yesu. Make sure that you stay true to your belief of God. And believing God is not going to church. Going to church is just an action. Unaweza enda kanisa kama road trip. Believing in God means reading his word every day. And if you don't read the word, like me who doesn't read the Bible physically, I usually listen to the audio Bible. When naweka hiyo audio Bible nasikiza when I'm driving to work, driving back. That's how I read my Bible.
Yeah.
So find your way of reading the word of God, because inside those stories, because the Bible sounds like a storybook, but inside those stories you'll understand the nature of God, how he blesses people, how he opens up door for people.
Yeah.
It is very important because it will keep you grounded. Then 2, ensure you surround yourself with accountability partners, people who believe in God the way you do.
Yeah.
I'm now talking to a Christian.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with the accountability partners. People will remind you that God has put something important in you that needs to manifest during your lifetime.
Yeah.
And that if you do this or do that, you will fall out of favor with God. And you fall out of favor with God, he will depart.
Yeah.
Just the way the favor of God departed from the house of Saul.
Yes.
And when the favor of God departs, you will fall on your own sword.
Yeah.
And it will bring you to your utter collapse. So you need to stay in favor if you have to stay powerful. You have to stay in favor. And do not be lied to that there are shortcuts, that, there's a muganga I can take to. There's a pastor who has some special mafuta that he gets from heaven during his dream, that if he touches you with it, what will change? No. Pray to God genuinely, without having too much belief in the signs and wonders of human beings. Only believe the signs and wonders that come from God.
Amen.
And ujue kwamba you yourself, you can do a miracle.
Yeah.
Usifikirie miracles can only be done by pastors. You can do a miracle if you believe. So pray for yourself. You are the first. You are a priest to yourself first. So pray for yourself. Pray with your family. Pray with your friends. Then pray with your community, so that God may go before you in the battles that you want to go to. Like me, I'm going into Jubilee. I want God to go ahead of me. Watu wazuri, to soften the hearts of even my enemies.
Yeah.
So that when I appear before them, they are just powerless. They don't know what to do with me. To open up doors that I didn't think can open up, or that I thought were still closed. To show me the things that I cannot see. Because there are things that people do in secret. There are things that people say in secret. There are plans that people make in secret. But if you're grounded in the spirit, you don't need CCTV. And you don't need to tap anybody's phone.
Yeah.
God is going to do all that for you. He's going to reveal it to you, and you're going to know that danger is coming, and you will hide, or he'll give you a way to overcome it. I'm really hopeful that more and more young leaders who believe in God are going to be willing to enter into the political space, because some of the values we're talking about, like the values of integrity, these are values of God.
Yeah.
They can only be done by godly people. People who believe in God are the only ones who can adhere to those values. So I'm hoping that there are more and more believers that will enter into politics and not fear or think that politics is a dirty game. It has never been clean. Read the Bible.
Yeah, it has never been.
Look at the things King David were doing. Moses himself was a murderer. Moses himself had already killed an Egyptian, so he was already dirty. But God still chose him for that season and purpose to go and do what he had wanted him to do. So God is not looking at your past inequities. The purpose he has put in your life is ready to make it come to pass during your generation. Kwa hivyo, position yourself for his blessing. And if you are a leader and you want to join leadership, isikue tu ni story. Unajua sasa mimi I don't like people keep planning and planning.
Yeah.
Let's have people who plan and execute.
Yes.
Umesema unataka kusimama MCA.
Yeah.
Wachana na WhatsApp group. Hebu kwanza unataka kusimama na chama gani? Enda huko kwanza uregister kama member.
Yeah.
Hebu kwanza piga picha huko, postia watu wako waambie sasa kwanza nimeingia chama kubwa.
Na uko ground.
Kama chama ndogo whatever.
Yeah.
Alafu hii weekend usifikirie ati sijui sina gari.
Yeah.
Panda gari hapo. Kama ni North Rift inategemea gari ya kwenu iko wapi. Kama ni hapo T-room, kama mimi mwenye naendanga afya center, na panda ena coach, panda gari ya kwenu. Shuka hivyo. Fika ground. Hebu uliza ni nearest public event iko hapa leo wapi leo. Fika huko. Ukishafika huko, ambia MC naomba tafadhali nisalimie watu, kuwasalimia tu. Kipewa microphone, salimia watu, waambie unasimama kiti. From there on, out of the words of your own mouth, you will have prophesied upon your own life. From there on, be consistent na itakuja.
Amen. Amen.
Ama nikuwe pastor.
Wewe unaweza kuwa pastor wewe. Sadaka, ndio kutoa sadaka huko nyuma. Thank you so much by the Morara. Thank you so much for coming to this podcast. We really appreciate your time. And we pray that God grants you all the desires of your heart.
Yes.
Now that you want to become the member of parliament of Borabu constituency, we pray that everything goes well.
Yes.
And by next year, by time elections come, you become triumphant and you change,
and
be
thereafter,
and be a part of the people who will transform this nation.
Yes.
Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Asante.
I really appreciate for your
anytime.
Na wala tuwana watch.
Wakati mwingine ikipatikana tena niitwe.
Haina shida. Na wala wamewatch, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, comment and share. May God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Brought to you by CH Studios, creating content that connects.